everyone, and welcome back to the English Practice Podcast. Today, I want to share something that can completely change the way you listen to English. And I really mean that. Because many English learners spend years trying to improve their listening skills, but they still feel frustrated. They listen to podcasts. They watch videos. They watch movies with subtitles. They listen to native speakers again and again. But when real English becomes fast, natural and relaxed, they suddenly feel lost. They know the words. They understand the grammar. They may even be able to read the sentence easily. But when they hear the same sentence in real conversation, it sounds unclear. It sounds too fast. It sounds like the words are disappearing. And then they think, maybe my listening is bad. But today, I want you to look at listening in a different way. Your listening is not bad. Your ears may simply be expecting the wrong version of English. Let me explain. When many learners listen to English, they expect every word to sound like the dictionary. They expect every word to be clear. They expect every word to have the same strength. They expect the speaker to say each word separately. But natural English does not work like that. Natural English has strong words and weak words. Natural English has rhythm. Natural English has sounds that connect. Natural English has small words that become very soft. Natural English has words that almost disappear when they are not important. And this is the secret. To understand fast English, you do not need to hear every word equally. You need to know which words to expect clearly and which words to expect softly. That is a big difference. If you expect every word to sound strong and clear, natural English will surprise you again and again. But if you expect some words to be strong, some words to be weak, and some words to connect, your listening becomes much more relaxed. You stop fighting the sound. You start understanding the pattern. So today, we are going to train your expectations. We are going to train your ears to hear English the way it is actually spoken. Not perfect textbook English, not slow classroom English, real spoken English. The kind of English you hear in conversations, interviews, podcasts, videos, meetings, travel situations, and daily life. And do not worry, I will make this simple. We will look at clear examples. We will practice together. And by the end of this lesson, you will know exactly what to listen for when English sounds fast. Let's begin with a simple sentence. I'm going to call you later. That sentence looks very easy on the page. I am going to call you later. You know every word, but in natural speech it may sound more like I'm gonna call you later. Listen again. I'm gonna call you later. Now, if you are expecting the full written sentence, you may feel confused. Where is I am? Where is going to? Where is you? But the words are still there. They have just changed shape. I am becomes I'm. Going to becomes gonna in casual speech. You become softer, almost like ya. The important words are call later, the small words help the sentence, but they are not carrying the main meaning. So your brain should not search for every word with the same energy. It should listen for the main words first. Call. Later. Then the sentence becomes easier. I'm gonna call you later. I will call you later. That is the first secret of advanced listening. Listen for meaning words first. Meaning words are usually nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, names, places, times, and numbers. These words usually carry the message. For example, I need to finish the report before Friday. The meaning words are need, finish report before Friday. If you catch those words, you understand the main message. Someone needs to finish a report before Friday. Now listen to another sentence. She forgot to send the email this morning. The meaning words are forgot sent email this morning. Again, you understand the main idea. She forgot to send the email this morning. So when you listen to English, do not panic if you miss a small word. Small words are often weak. They move quickly. They support the grammar. But they do not always carry the main message. Your first job is not to hear everything. Your first job is to catch the message. Now let's practice this. Listen to the sentence and focus only on the important words. I have to meet my manager at 3 o'clock. Again, I have to meet my manager at 3 o'clock. What are the important words? Meet manager 3 o'clock, good. Now another sentence. We are planning a short trip next month. Again. We are planning a short trip next month. Important words. Planning short trip next month. Another one. He wants to change the meeting time. Again. He wants to change the meeting time. Important words. Wants change meeting time. Excellent. When you train your ears this way, listening becomes less stressful. You no longer feel that one missing word destroys the whole sentence. You know how to follow the message. Now let's move to the second secret. Small words often become weak. In English, many small words have a strong form and a weak form. The strong form is the clear version. The weak form is the softer, faster version that appears in natural speech when the word is not stressed. Let's take the word to. In your mind, you may hear it as to. But in natural speech, it often sounds much weaker. For example, I want to go. Natural speech, I want to go. Or sometimes, I want to go. The word to is not strong here. The main word is go. Listen, I want to go. Natural, I want to go. Again, I want to go. Now another example. I need to leave. Natural, I need to leave. Again, I need to leave. The word to becomes weak because it is not the focus. The focus is need and leave. Let's practice. I need to study. Natural, I need to study. Repeat. I need to study. I have to work. Natural, I have to work. Repeat. I have to work. She has to go. Natural, she has to go. Repeat. She has to go. We used to live there. Natural, we used to live there. Repeat. We used to live there. Now please remember, I am not saying you must speak like this all the time. You can speak clearly. You can say, I need to study. That is fine. But when you listen to natural English, you need to recognize the weak forms. Recognition is the goal. Now let's look at the word for. In a dictionary, you may hear for. But in natural speech, it often becomes weaker, like fur. For example, this is for you. Natural, this is for you. Again, this is for you. I bought this for my sister. Natural, I bought this for my sister. Again, I bought this for my sister. I'm waiting for the bus. Natural, I'm waiting for the bus. Again, I'm waiting for the bus. Now, what should you listen for? Do not try too hard to hear the small word for. Focus on the words around it. Waiting, bus, bought, sister. This is how native speakers listen. They do not give equal attention to every sound. They follow meaning. Now let's look at and. The word and is extremely common. But in natural speech, it is often very weak. It may sound like a small N sound. For example, tea and coffee. Natural, TN coffee. Again, tea and coffee. Black and white. Natural, black and white. Again, black and white. salt and pepper. Natural, salt and pepper. Again, salt and pepper. Listen to this sentence. I need to buy bread and milk. Natural, I need to buy bread and milk. Again, I need to buy bread and milk. The important words are need, buy, bread, milk. You do not need to hear a perfect and. You only need to understand the connection. Now let's look at the word of. This word is also often weak. For example, a cup of tea. Natural. A cup o' tea. Again, a cup o' tea. A lot of people. Natural. A lot of people. Again, a lot of people. Kinda tired. Natural. Kinda tired. Again, all kinda tired. Sorta strange. Natural. Sorta strange. Again, sorta strange. These are very common in spoken English. You may hear, I'm kinda busy. Meaning, I'm kind of busy. You may hear, there were a lot of people. Meaning, there were a lot of people. You may hear, it's sorta difficult. Meaning, it is sorta difficult. When you recognize these patterns, spoken English becomes much easier. Now let's talk about the word you. This is one of the most important words for listening. In clear speech, you may hear you. But in natural speech, when it's not stressed, it often sounds like ya. For example, can you help me? Natural. Can you help me? Again. Can you help me? Did you see it? Natural. Did you see it? Or faster. Did you see it? Again. Did you see it? Would you like some tea? Natural. Would you like some tea? Again. Would you like some tea? Could you open the window? Natural. Could you open the window? Again. Could you open the window? Now this is very important. When you connects with words like did, would, or could, the sound may change. Did you becomes did ya? Would you becomes would ya? Could you becomes could ya? Again, your goal is to recognize the sound. Let's practice. Did you call her? Natural. Did ya call her? Repeat. Did you call her? Would you help me? Natural. Would you help me? Repeat. Would you help me? Could you wait here? Natural. Could you wait here? Repeat. Could you wait here? Can you hear me? Natural. Can you hear me? Repeat. Can you hear me? Excellent. Now let's move to another important point. Sometimes strong and weak forms can change the feeling of a sentence. Let's use the sentence, do you like it? In a normal question, it may sound like, do you like it? The word do is weak. The word you is weak. The main word is like. Do you like it? But if I stress do, it changes the feeling. Do you like it? Now I sound surprised, doubtful, or maybe I am asking for confirmation. If I stress you, it also changes the feeling. Do you like it? Now I may be comparing you with someone else. Maybe other people do not like it, but I want to know your opinion. This is why stress is powerful. Stress is not only sound, stress is meaning. Let's try another sentence. I can do it. If I say, I can do it, the focus may be on do it. But if I say, I can do it, now I'm emphasizing ability. Maybe someone doubts me. Maybe I want to show confidence. If I say, I can do it, now I'm emphasizing myself. Maybe other people cannot, but I can. Same words, different stress, different meaning. So when you listen to English, ask yourself, which word is strong? Which word is weak? What is the speaker emphasizing? This will help you understand not only the words, but also the intention. Now let's talk about rhythm. English is not spoken with equal weight on every word. English has a beat. Some words are long and strong. Some words are short and soft. Listen to this sentence. I was going to ask you about the meeting. In natural speech, I was gonna ask you about the meeting. The strong words are gonna ask meeting. The smaller words are faster. I was gonna ask you about the meeting. Now listen again. I was gonna ask you about the meeting. If you try to hear every word equally, you may feel lost. But if you listen for rhythm, you hear the message. Ask. Meeting. Let's practice with rhythm. I wanted to talk to you. Natural. I wanted to talk to you. Repeat. I wanted to talk to you. She's going to meet us later. Natural. She's going to meet us later. Repeat. She's going to meet us later. They have to finish it today. Natural. They have to finish it today. Repeat. They have to finish it today. We need to think about it. Natural. We need to think about it. Repeat. We need to think about it. Good. Now let's talk about connected speech. Connected speech means words do not stay separate. They connect. They touch each other. They flow together. For example, pick it up. In natural speech, it sounds like pick it up. Again, pick it up. Turn it off. Natural. Turn it off. Again. Turn it off. Send it over. Natural. Send it over. Again. Send it over. Look at it. Natural. Look at it. Again. Look at it. When one word ends with a consonant sound and the next word begins with a vowel sound, they often connect. This is very common. Let's practice. Take it out. Natural. Take it out. Repeat. Take it out. Put it on. Natural. Put it on. Repeat. Put it on. Read it again. Natural. Read it again. Repeat. Read it again. Write it down. Natural. Write it down. Repeat. Write it down. Now when you hear connected speech, do not think it is a new word. It is usually normal words connected together. Put it on is not a new word. It is put it on. Tak it out is not a new word. It is take it out. Send it over is not a new word. It is send it over. This is a huge listening skill. When something sounds strange, ask, could these be 2 or 3 words connected? Very often, the answer is yes. Now let's combine weak forms and connected speech. Listen to this sentence. Could you send it to me after lunch? Natural. Could you send it to me after lunch? Again. Could you send it to me after lunch? What changed? Could you became could ya? Send it became send it. To became weak. The important words are send me after lunch. Now listen again. Could you send it to me after lunch? You can understand it because you know what to expect. Let's practice more. Did you put it on the table? Natural. Did you put it on the table? Repeat. Did you put it on the table? Can you take it out of the bag? Natural. Can you take it out of the bag? Repeat. Can you take it out of the bag? I need to look at it again. Natural. I need to look at it again. Repeat. I need to look at it again. She wanted to talk about it. Natural. She wanted to talk about it. Repeat. She wanted to talk about it. Excellent. Now let's talk about something very important. You do not improve your listening only by listening longer. You improve your listening by noticing better. There is a difference. Passive listening means you turn on English and hope your brain improves. Active listening means you listen with a purpose. Today, your purpose is to notice strong and weak words. So here is a simple practice method. Choose one short clip, maybe only 20 seconds. First, listen without text. Try to understand the general meaning. Second, listen again and write down the words you clearly hear. Third, look at the transcript. Notice which words were strong. Notice which words were weak. Notice where words connected. Fourth, listen again while looking at the transcript. Fifth, close the transcript and listen again. This is powerful. You are not just testing yourself. You are training your ears. And training is what creates improvement. Now let's try a short example together. Listen to this sentence. I was supposed to meet him at the station, but I got there late. Natural. I was supposed to meet him at the station, but I got there late. Again. I was supposed to meet him at the station, but I got there late. What are the important words? Suppose meet station got there late. Now what changed? To became weak. Him became weak. Almost im. Add the moved quickly. The sentence is not difficult when you see it. But when you hear it naturally, the small words become softer. Now repeat. I was supposed to meet him at the station. Again. I was supposed to meet him at the station. But I got there late. Again. But I got there late. Full sentence. I was supposed to meet him at the station, but I got there late. Again. I was supposed to meet him at the station, but I got there late. Good. Now another example. I asked her to send me the details. Natural. I asked her to send me the details. Again. I asked her to send me the details. What changed? Her became weak. To became weak. The important words are asked, send details. Repeat. I asked her to send me the details. Again. I asked her to send me the details. Another one. They told us to wait outside. Natural. They told us to wait outside. Again. They told us to wait outside. Important words. Told wait outside. Repeat. They told us to wait outside. Again. They told us to wait outside. Now let's talk about pronouns. Pronouns are words like you, he, she, him, her, them, us, we, they. These words are very common, and they can become weak when they are not stressed. For example, I saw him yesterday. Natural. I saw him yesterday. Again. I saw him yesterday. I called her this morning. Natural. I called her this morning. Again. I called her this morning. I told them about it. Natural. I told them about it. Again. I told them about it. They invited us to dinner. Natural. They invited us to dinner. Again. They invited us to dinner. These small changes are everywhere. If you do not expect them, listening feels difficult. If you do expect them, listening becomes much easier. Let's practice. I saw him at the store. Natural. I saw him at the store. Repeat. I saw him at the store. I gave her my number. Natural. I gave her my number. Repeat. I gave her my number. I met them after class. Natural. I met him after class. Repeat. I met him after class. She helped us with the project. Natural. She helped us with the project. Repeat. She helped us with the project. Very good. Now, let's talk about the difference between clear speech and natural speech. Clear speech is useful. Teachers use it. Presenters use it. People use it when they want to be very careful. Natural speech is different. It is relaxed. It is faster. It has reductions. It has linking. It has rhythm. You need both. You need clear speech to learn, but you need natural speech to understand real life. So do not be angry when native speakers do not sound like your textbook. They are not trying to make English difficult. They are simply speaking naturally. Your job is to become familiar with natural patterns. Now let's practice a few clear and natural pairs. Clear. What are you going to do tonight? Natural. What you gonna do tonight? Repeat. What you gonna do tonight? Clear. I do not know what you mean. Natural. I don't know what you mean. Repeat. I don't know what you mean. Clear. Let me see if I can find it. Natural. Let me see if I can find it. Repeat. Let me see if I can find it. Clear. Give me a minute. Natural. Give me a minute. Repeat. Give me a minute. Clear. I've got to go now. Natural. I gotta go now. Repeat. I gotta go now. These forms are common in casual English. Again, you do not have to use them in formal situations, but you should understand them when you hear them. Now let's talk about listening for gist. Gist means a general meaning, the main idea, the overall message. When you listen to natural English, always start with gist. Do not start with details. Do not start with grammar. Do not start by asking, what was word number 3? Start with, what is the topic? Who is speaking? What is the situation? What is the speaker trying to say? For example, listen to this short story. I was going to leave early, but my friend called me and asked for help. So I stayed a little longer and missed the first bus. Now, do not worry about every word. What is the gist? The speaker planned to leave early. A friend needed help. The speaker stayed longer. The speaker missed the bus. That is enough. Now, we can analyze details later. But first, get the general meaning. Let's listen again naturally. I was gonna leave early, but my friend called me and asked for help. So I stayed a little longer and missed the first bus. Again, I was gonna leave early, but my friend called me and asked for help. So I stayed a little longer and missed the first bus. Now what can you notice? Going to became gonna, for became for. The strong words were leave, early, friend called, asked for help, stayed longer, missed bus. That is the message. This is how you should train. Gist first. Details later. Now let's do another short story. I wanted to order a coffee, but the cafe was too crowded, so I decided to go somewhere else. Gist? The speaker wanted coffee. The cafe was crowded. The speaker went somewhere else. Natural version. I wanted to order a coffee, but the cafe was too crowded, so I decided to go somewhere else. Again, I wanted to order a coffee, but the cafe was too crowded, so I decided to go somewhere else. Notice the weak to. Wanted to, decided to. The important words are order coffee, cafe, crowded, go somewhere else. Now let's do another. She was going to join the meeting, but her internet stopped working. Gist. She planned to join a meeting. Her internet had a problem. Natural version. She was going to join the meeting, but her internet stopped working. Again. She was going to join the meeting, but her internet stopped working. Strong words. Gonna join meeting, internet stopped working. Good. Now let's talk about meditation listening. This is a simple exercise to help you hear the sound of English without pressure. Many learners listen with stress. They think, I must understand everything. Their body becomes tense. Their face becomes tense. Their mind becomes tense. And when you are tense, listening becomes harder. So sometimes you need to practice listening in a relaxed way. Here is how. Choose a short English audio. Close your eyes. Take a slow breath. Do not try to translate. Do not try to catch every word. Just listen to the sound. Notice the rhythm. Notice which words are strong. Notice which words are soft. Notice how the voice goes up and down. Notice how words connect. Do this for 1 minute. Only 1 minute. Then listen again and try to understand the gist. This kind of practice helps your ears become more sensitive. It helps you stop fighting the language. It helps you hear English as sound, not only as text. Let's try a mini version now. I will say a short paragraph. The first time, just listen. Do not repeat. Do not analyze. Just notice the sound. Here we go. Sometimes English feels fast because the small words become soft. But when you focus on the important words, the message becomes much easier to follow. Now take a breath. What did you hear? Maybe you heard, English feels fast. Small words become soft. Important words, message easier. That is enough. Now listen again and notice the rhythm. Sometimes English feels fast because the small words become soft. But when you focus on the important words, the message becomes much easier to follow. Now repeat after me in small groups. Sometimes English feels fast. Again. Sometimes English feels fast. Because the small words become soft. Again. Because the small words become soft. But when you focus on the important words. Again. But when you focus on the important words, the message becomes much easier to follow. Again. The message becomes much easier to follow. Excellent. Now let's practice 8 common weak words and phrases in a simple way. Number 1. 2. I need to go. Natural. I need to go. Repeat. I need to go. I want to try. Natural. I want to try. Repeat. I want to try. Number 2. 4. This is for me. Natural. This is for me. Repeat. This is for me. I'm looking for my keys. Natural. I'm looking for my keys. Repeat. I'm looking for my keys. Number 3. And. You and me. Natural. You and me. Repeat. You and me. Coffee and tea. Natural. Coffee and tea. Repeat. Coffee and tea. Number 4. Of. A lot of time. Natural. A lot of time. Repeat. A lot of time. A cup of water. Natural. A cup of water. Repeat. A cup of water. Number 5. You. Can you help? Natural. Can you help? Repeat. Can you help? Did you hear that? Natural. Did you hear that? Repeat. Did you hear that? Number 6. Him. I know him. Natural. I know him. Repeat. I know him. I called him. Natural. I called him. Repeat. I called him. Number 7. Her. I saw her. Natural. I saw her. Repeat. I saw her. I asked her. Natural. I asked her. Repeat. I asked her. Number 8. Them. I told them. Natural. I told them. Repeat. I told them. I found them. Natural. I found them. Repeat. I found them. Very good. Now let's put these into mini conversations. Conversation 1. A. Did you call him? B. Yes, I called him this morning. A. What did he say? B. He said he'd call me back later. Now clear version. A. Did you call him? B. Yes, I called him this morning. A. What did he say? B. He said he would call me back later. Now repeat the natural lines. Did you call him? Again. Did you call him? Yes, I called him this morning. Again. Yes, I called him this morning. He said he'd call me back later. Again. He said he'd call me back later. Conversation 2. A. Can you send it to me? B. Sure, I'll send it after lunch. A. Thanks. I need it for the meeting. B. No problem. Clear version. A. Can you send it to me? B. Sure, I will send it after lunch. A. Thanks. I need it for the meeting. B. No problem. Now repeat. Can you send it to me? Again. Can you send it to me? I'll send it after lunch. Again. I'll send it after lunch. I need it for the meeting. Again. I need it for the meeting. Conversation 3. A. What you looking for? B. I'm looking for my notebook. A. I saw it on the table. B. Oh, thanks. I found it. Clear version. A. What are you looking for? B. I'm looking for my notebook. A. I saw it on the table. B. Oh, thanks. I found it. Now repeat. What you looking for? Again. What you looking for? I'm looking for my notebook. Again. I'm looking for my notebook. I saw it on the table. Again. I saw it on the table. I found it. Again. I found it. Good. Now let's talk about another listening secret. Your brain understands faster when it can predict. This is true in real life. If you are in a restaurant and the waiter comes to your table, you expect certain words. You expect. Are you ready to order? What would you like? Would you like something to drink? Anything else? If you are at the airport, you expect passport, ticket, boarding pass, gate flight luggage. If you're in a meeting, you expect agenda deadline update, question project next steps. Context helps listening. So before you listen to something, ask yourself, what is the topic? What words do I expect? What phrases might appear? Who is speaking? Why are they speaking? This prepares your brain. It gives your ears a map. Let's try. Imagine you are listening to a conversation at a hotel. What words might you expect? Reservation room, check-in passport, breakfast, keycard checkout. Now, when you hear the conversation, these words are easier to catch. Imagine you are listening to a conversation at a doctor's office. What words might you expect? Appointment, pain symptoms, medicine, rest, doctor feel better. Again, your brain is ready. Imagine you are listening to a conversation about studying English. What words might you expect? Practice listening, speaking grammar, vocabulary, mistakes, confidence, fluency. This is not cheating. This is how listening works. Good listeners predict. Good listeners use context. Good listeners do not wait for every word to arrive perfectly. They use the situation to understand the message. Now let's practice context listening. Situation 1. You are at a cafe. Listen. Hi, could I get a small coffee and a sandwich, please? And could you make the coffee without sugar? What is the gist? The person is ordering coffee and a sandwich. They want coffee without sugar. Now natural. Hi, could I get a small coffee and a sandwich, please? And could you make the coffee without sugar? Again, hi, could I get a small coffee and a sandwich, please? And could you make the coffee without sugar? Notice coffee and a sandwich, could ya? But because the context is a cafe, you can predict the meaning. Situation 2. You are in an office. Listen. Can you send me the file before the meeting? I want to review it quickly. Gist? Someone needs a file before a meeting. They want to review it. Natural. Can you send me the file before the meeting? I want to review it quickly. Again. Can you send me the file before the meeting? I want to review it quickly. Situation 3. You are traveling. Listen. Excuse me. Do you know where I can find the train station? Gist? Someone is asking for directions to the train station. Natural. Excuse me. Do you know where I can find the train station? Again. Excuse me. Do you know where I can find the train station? Now, this is advanced listening, not because the words are difficult, but because you are using sound, rhythm, weak forms, strong words and context together. That is real listening. Now let's create a simple training routine for you. You can use this after today's lesson. Step 1. Listen for gist. Ask, what is the main idea? Step 2. Listen for stressed words. Write down the words you hear clearly. Step 3. Listen for weak forms. Notice small words like to, for, and of, you, him, her, them. Step 4. Listen for linking. Notice connected words like send it, look at, take it, put it on. Step 5. Repeat 1 or 2 sentences. Do not repeat the whole audio immediately. Choose the most useful sentences. Repeat them slowly, then repeat them naturally. Step 6. Listen again tomorrow. Repetition makes the sound familiar. You do not need a new lesson every day. Sometimes you need the same lesson again, but with better ears. That is how improvement happens. Now let's do one longer practice passage. First, listen for gist. Then we will break it down. Passage. I was going to study for an hour last night, but I felt really tired after work. So I decided to listen to a short English podcast instead. I did not understand every word, but I caught the main idea, and that made me feel more confident. Now, what is the gist? The speaker planned to study. They were tired after work. They listened to a short English podcast. They did not understand everything, but they understood the main idea and felt more confident. Now, natural version. I was gonna study for an hour last night, but I felt really tired after work. So I decided to listen to a short English podcast instead. I didn't understand every word, but I caught the main idea, and that made me feel more confident. Again, I was gonna study for an hour last night, but I felt really tired after work. So I decided to listen to a short English podcast instead. I didn't understand every word, but I caught the main idea, and that made me feel more confident. Now, let's notice. I was going to became I was gonna. For became fur. To became weak. Did not became didn't. The strong words were study hour, last night tired work, listen podcast, understand main idea confident, now repeat in parts. I was gonna study for an hour last night. Again. I was gonna study for an hour last night. But I felt really tired after work. Again. But I felt really tired after work. So I decided to listen to a short English podcast instead. Again. So I decided to listen to a short English podcast instead. I didn't understand every word. Again. I didn't understand every word. But I caught the main idea. Again. But I caught the main idea. And that made me feel more confident. Again. And that made me feel more confident. Excellent. Now let's do another passage. This one is about a real conversation. Listen for gist. Yesterday, someone asked me a question in English. At first I felt nervous because they spoke quickly. But I listened for the important words and I understood the question. I answered slowly, and the conversation went better than I expected. Gist. Someone asked a question in English. The speaker felt nervous. The other person spoke quickly. The speaker listened for important words. They understood and answered slowly. The conversation went well. Natural version. Yesterday, someone asked me a question in English. At first, I felt nervous because they spoke quickly. But I listened for the important words and I understood the question. I answered slowly and the conversation went better than I expected. Again. Yesterday, someone asked me a question in English. At first, I felt nervous because they spoke quickly. But I listened for the important words and I understood the question. I answered slowly and the conversation went better than I expected. Notice. Listened for becomes listened for. Better than I expected has a smooth rhythm. Now repeat. Someone asked me a question in English. Again. Someone asked me a question in English. At first, I felt nervous. Again. At first, I felt nervous. Because they spoke quickly. Again. Because they spoke quickly. But I listened for the important words. Again. But I listened for the important words. And I understood the question. Again. And I understood the question. I answered slowly. Again. I answered slowly. And the conversation went better than I expected. Again. And the conversation went better than I expected. Very good. Now let's talk about confidence. Advanced listening is not only a skill, it is also a mindset. If you believe you must understand everything, you will feel stressed. If you feel stressed, you will miss more. If you miss more, you will feel less confident. And the cycle continues. So change the goal. Your goal is not to understand every word. Your goal is to understand enough to follow the message. That is real communication. Even native speakers do not always hear every word perfectly. They use context. They ask questions. They guess. They confirm. They say, "Sorry, what was that? Could you say that again? Do you mean the meeting is tomorrow? So you want me to send the file today?" These are normal. So if you miss something, do not feel ashamed. Use a repair phrase. Let's practice. "Sorry, could you say that again?" Repeat. "Sorry, could you say that again? I missed the last part." Repeat. "I missed the last part." "Could you speak a little more slowly?" Repeat. "Could you speak a little more slowly?" "Do you mean we should meet at 3?" Repeat. "Do you mean we should meet at 3? Let me check if I understood correctly." Repeat. "Let me check if I understood correctly." These phrases are powerful. They help you stay in the conversation. They give you more time. They show confidence, not weakness. Now, let's review what we learned today. Advanced listening is not about catching every word. Advanced listening is about knowing what to expect. Expect strong words. Expect weak words. Expect rhythm. Expect linking. Expect small words to become softer. Expect meaning to come from stressed words. Expect context to help you. When English sounds fast, do not panic. Ask yourself, what is the situation? What are the important words? Which small words might be weak? Which words might be connected? What is the general meaning? If you ask these questions, you become an active listener, and active listeners improve faster. Now let's finish with a final practice. Repeat after me. I do not need to hear every word to understand the message. I do not need to hear every word to understand the message. I can listen for the main idea first. I can listen for the main idea first. I can focus on stressed words. I can focus on stressed words. I can notice weak forms in natural English. I can notice weak forms in natural English. I can recognize connected speech. I can recognize connected speech. I can use context to understand better. I can use context to understand better. I can stay calm when English sounds fast. I can stay calm when English sounds fast. I can ask for repetition when I need it. I can ask for repetition when I need it. I can train my ears every day. I can train my ears every day. My listening will improve with practice. My listening will improve with practice. Excellent. You have done a lot today. You learned that listening is not just about hearing sounds. It is about expectations. It is about rhythm. It is about stress. It is about weak forms. It is about context. And most importantly, it is about practice. Do not just listen once and forget this lesson. Come back to it. Listen again. The first time, focus on the main idea. The second time, focus on strong words. The third time, notice weak words. The fourth time, repeat useful sentences. And slowly your ears will change. English that once sounded too fast will begin to sound more familiar. You will start to hear patterns. You will start to predict sounds. You will start to understand more with less effort. That is the real secret, not magic, not talent, not perfect hearing. Just trained expectations and consistent practice. Thank you for listening and practicing with me today on the English Practice Podcast. If this lesson helped you, save it and listen again tomorrow. Share it with a friend who wants to understand English more naturally. And subscribe for more calm, clear, and practical English lessons. Keep listening. Keep noticing. Keep practicing. Your ears are getting stronger every time you train. I will see you in the next lesson.